Yes, people. Welcome to Never a Five. If you haven't been there before, please like and also consider subscribing. You might like it. You don't want to miss it. Just in case, you might watch the whole video and you might forget, and you're like, "Oh, what's that channel called again? I can't remember." Even though you got watch history, but then again, stop watching naughty stuff and you might find it. But what you lot saying, anyways? Of course, we got two late people. Well, I wouldn't call Jay late. Jay's working, and the other one's got no excuse. I even woke him up about 45 minutes ago. So. Mental,
Guilty.
So yeah, man.
We're good, man. Thanks for having me again. Apologies for my tardiness and big up the chat as well.
Wait, what did you do wrong? I'm talking about months.
Oh, my bad. You know what? Because you said 11. Was it 11:45?
Oh yeah, You speak on it.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry. Over to you, sir.
This guy, man. Mr. Famous here, man. Him and once, Mr. Famous.
I wish.
What you saying, Josh?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Champions League's been a good couple of nights, isn't it? It's something. Just I don't know if anyone's seen the league table in the Champions League. 36 teams. I don't know if anyone's seen the league table. But yeah, there's. So I'm smiling because we are top of the league, as we like to say. 3 games in. I don't care if it's shameless. 3 games in, but some feat to be top of the league. And then, it's on to see what the likes of Spurs and United muster up tonight in the old Europa League as such, and whether they've got the minerals to either entertain or just get the job done. But I am scared for United tonight. I am scared for them tonight. I'm not going to lie.
Well, your team couldn't beat us, so it is what it is, isn't it? Just saying, we should have beat you. How about that on that day? That's how shit you lot were.
Do you know what? It's actually the weirdest thing that our probably worst game was against you. We just can't play Man United. Like, you're our voodoo, you're our curse. But yeah, I mean, I know that obviously United have got a bit of a bad history against Turkish sides of late, haven't they? Galatasaray had your number last season, and that's quite interesting and funny. And now we've got a little bit of Fenerbahce, the other Turkish rivals. So. Yeah, it may not be Turkish delight for you boys. That's all I'm going to say.
You're right. But we're going to be talking about Liverpool. Another clean sheet away from home against a top German side, if not the best German side at the moment in the Bundesliga. But Leipzig hasn't exactly been the greatest in Champions League, but they got dealt with. Huh?
Is that a Villa fan?
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like it's a leprechaun.
Expanding, yeah? Yeah?
What do you mean? Wait, do you two know each other?
No, it's just if I knew a Villa fan was going to be on, I would have dressed accordingly. Do you know what I mean? Like this, so welcome to the big time. Cue the comments saying, use a Tottenham fan to welcome anybody to the big time. Do you know what I mean? So, welcome, bro. Welcome.
I said Hooks raid. Hooks, answer your damn messages, bro. You might as well just jump on. You know what I mean? I feel like I ain't had Hooks on since when? I can't remember. Monday? No, I don't think so. Tuesday evening. It feels weird. Hooks is usually around the most streams these days, and then now there's more Arsenal fans popping up. It's like cool. He can relax. He can do his thing. Mr. 1K subs, and now he's acting differently.
That's what it is. Guys, when they hit 1K subs, they want to act differently. You don't have time for rivals no more, so I'll give 15 minutes. I've got to go. I'm telling you, when they hit 1K
what subs, are we creating out here, man? We're just creating careers out here, bro. I hope it's going to jump on anyways, man. But yeah, we're going to talk about Liverpool class, winning again, another clean sheet away from home. Not going to say it's the greatest performance, but Kelleher, when once said Kelleher or somebody else said it along the lines, Kelleher's one of the better keepers in the league. I was like, nah, I don't know. I think yesterday kind of just tells me this guy's growing in confidence, and he's just a good keeper. Chelsea should look at him. If they need a keeper, they should be looking at him. If he wants first team football.
Chelsea goalkeepers, Kaz.
They love it. But they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. He's a good goalie, man. He made some amazing saves yesterday. Me and Dax just there. Obviously, I had you had the City game on. They're absolutely whooping is it Slavia Prague or they're whooping their asses basically until whatever. And then you just look at the Liverpool game, you're like, bro, like Liverpool just in control. It's just like, and then you see Keller, like, you think they're gonna save, you think they're not gonna save it, and he makes that 3. I think he made it 3 really good saves. But yeah, man.
But on that, Kaz, do you not feel like watching that performance from Liverpool? Because I didn't really see them. I just saw highlights, and it looked like Leipzig had them stressed at times.
When
Leipzig, did Leipzig had a few decent chances?
But you said stressed.
Yeah, would you not say? Would you not classify that as stress? Like if I can be stressed during a work day, doesn't mean I'm stressed for 9 hours, but I can be stressed, right? No.
Yeah, one sec. City till I die, 444. Talk to me nicely, my bro. You've been a subscriber for a long time, but if I want to get a bit of a power hungry freak, I want to. It's got nothing to do with a deflection.
It says Saka, like you can literally see it.
Are you lost your mind? Are they rent free in your brain? What are you doing? Anyway, sorry, Jay. Continue.
No, it's not. I was just looking at it. Like, obviously now with that performance, Mons, does that make you more confident, or doesn't really matter going into Arsenal? Was this just a put the points in the bag, like, and get out of there? Not really asked about the performance. Doesn't really affect how you think Arsenal Liverpool. Or did you see stuff yesterday where you shit? Arsenal can expose us.
It wasn't a performance where I'd say, yeah, we smoked. Like, it wasn't as good as Milan away. I'll admit that, but it wasn't a bad performance at all. And in terms of the confidence, to answer your question about Arsenal, I just feel like we had to play that game with Arsenal in mind, I think, in the sense that Salah come off, I think, 60th minute. Like 3 changes are made at once a little bit after that. So I think it was a bit risky at 1-1, but it was good control. We controlled a lot of the game. I think there was a 20-minute moment. There was a 20-minute, 25-minute segment in the second half where, not going to lie, they had a bit too much of the ball for me, for my personal preference. But we played the offside trap very, very well. And obviously, Keller had to make 2 saves for me that were top draw. And we're also, not going to lie, man, Galassi, playing against his former team, he was in form as well, man. He pulled off some crazy saves.
And one last thing, once before, because I noticed, obviously, I follow Momps on Twitter. You guys should follow him. He occasionally makes sense on there. And this is one of those moments where, you know, his mind, my mind, and he's like,
make sure you're saying the right thing, by the way.
Sbozo, as I like to call him, as he's known in my household, Dominic Sbozo. It seemed like you hit a point where you said, nah, this guy ain't it. He's not doing it. I'm not making excuses for him anymore. Was it an emotional moment, Mons, or have you given up on Dominic?
Are you talking about when did you hear me say this?
On the timeline, you were like, Szoboszlai's not it.
Oh. Yeah, he hasn't been.
Which is quite self-explanatory. So I'm wondering, did you just have a moment, or have you given up?
No, I'm just getting to the point where I think he just plays because he's good looking, innit? At this point.
Okay. What you do in your own time is completely up to you, Mons. But what about your football ability?
No, I'm just saying, bro. No, generally, like, because man's good looking, bro. I think he's getting the what's it, pretty privilege. That's that what they call it.
He's no Calafiori though. He's no Calafiori though. Let's be honest.
I ain't trying to go. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Is this what we're doing? Like, we're bringing Twitter to YouTube about who's better looking, like, as a man.
What about Van der Ven? Good strapping line.
I'm just saying that, look, you guys are missing the point I'm making. The point I'm making is he's not very good in it. Like, don't get me wrong. Off the ball, his work is quite like it's needed for the midfield to have the balance. But we didn't pay 70 M's.
Yeah.
For someone who just got legs and built like an android. Otherwise, I would have gone and bought Onana before Villa got him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would have gone and got Gallagher. I would have gone and got certain other players that have been bought for way less. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I know he's 23 and that, but I've got to keep it a buck, man.
He played well yesterday, though.
He's not very good at anything. There's talent there. There's talent there, but if you don't use it, I just put it in the same category for me. Like, anything offensively on the ball, like, he's going to get someone injured with these hospital passes, for one. He's going to get someone injured. He's going to piss me off. Yeah. But he'll flick his hair and everyone in our fan base will forget about it. So that's what's probably going to happen. And I don't know, man.
Maybe positioning. Maybe it's the position. Maybe you could play right wing or left wing instead and maybe have more impact.
He played right wing. At times. When Salah come up, played right wing. So he's playing out wide. Didn't do anything. Like my thing is that.
Are you basically saying you should have just kept James Milner? Is that
bro,
what you said?
That's not bad. That's not bad at all, you know.
Bro, I'll say
that what I'm hearing.
Yeah, if I wanted a runner, we would have just offered James Milner an extension at 36 in it. Like literally, because the only thing I'll say is that he's faster and stronger than James Milner. So maybe, you know, that example is a little bit but
faster, stronger, and good looking.
Like people are saying, "Oh, Monts, you're going in too much. You're going in too much." Don't tell me I'm going in too much on a player when he's been shite for a whole year, and still tell me his form.
Well, I mean, because when I
talk about Martinelli and how he's shit, it's because he's been shit for over a year. So I'm not going to turn my nose up and speak out on both sides of my mouth. Martinelli's been shit for a year. Arsenal fans don't want to accept it. Liverpool fans aren't trying to accept that. Solo's been shit for a year as well. Like,
but it depends on.
No. Don't gas Martinelli up for playing well against Southampton and Leicester.
No, I'm not at all. It depends what you're looking. It depends what you're looking for. Because, like, say for example, because there's many facets to a game, innit, and people like to only judge him on one part. And if you see, for example, what happened against Bournemouth, the guy who everybody praises and says they should play against him, Trossard, got his ass kicked on the wing, got scared and played a back pass and shot us in the foot, innit? But that wouldn't happen with Martinelli because he's so much better defensively, and he's not scared of like stuff like that. Do you get what I mean? So I understand attacking wise, he's been poor, but in terms of like our defensive solidity and how much he works back and helps our fullback, he's extremely good at that.
But I'm Sbozo, boy to boy, if you wanted a left wing back, could have just got to go get Nuno Tavares back, bro. That's all I've heard just now.
You can minimize it to that if you want, but we have the best defense in the league with this Martinelli guy.
You're talking about a winger with defensive prowess. Like, because you're fighting for a title.
Yeah, but there's many facets to a game. Like, do you know what I mean? So there's lots of different stages to a game. There's attacking, there's defending, there's transition. So I include all these different variables of stages in a game in how I rate a player. Some people just exclude it and want to judge a fish by how he can fly, and then he's never going to fly. Do you know what I mean? I just be a bit more balanced.
I hear the balance in the argument, but I just think if the players, we've said the same thing. Anything on the ball, you haven't said anything to do with Martinelli on the ball. I haven't said anything positive to do with Szoboszlai on the ball. Do you see what I'm getting at here? So I've acknowledged that for Liverpool's system, that's the first thing I said. Physically, anything off the ball, he's very good at. And that is probably why he plays. But that's not what we bought him for. Hence why he plays in the 10. If I wanted someone who could run around a lot, he'd be playing in the 6 or he'd be playing as an 8. Martinelli is a winger. If you guys wanted a defensive winger, you know what I'm saying? You would have bought a defensive winger. Someone give me a defensive winger out there. You have Martinelli is Brazilian. No one goes out there and buys a defensive Brazilian winger. No one does. Do you see what I'm saying? You lot can think I'm going too far right one side. But at the end of the day, if people want to lump us in with the Premier League winning team, which I think we can clearly do, then for me, having Szoboszlai in the 10, it's going to have to be quite 50-50 for me. Like, I generally, he's breaking up attacks as if he's a 6. His decision making.
I know defensive.
He doesn't dribble. He can shoot very well, but he doesn't shoot. All these things, and Liverpool fans are so annoyed at the way I go in on Szoboszlai, but that's because I expect so much better. And people were saying yesterday he wasn't even that bad. He was a 7 out of 10. No, he was just less shit than he usually is. That doesn't mean he's good enough because he's less shit. When I was doing my watch along, man, them were telling me, Monts, why are you G'ing up Szoboszlai like he has special needs or something? Because I was like, well done, Szoboszlai, after simple passes. That's what people. That's what it sounded like, bro. Like I'm like he's one of the kids. Like, oh, well done. Let's see if you could do that again now, because I ain't seen it in a year. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's just certain levels. He wasn't good yesterday. He was just less shit. That's all it is. And people don't like that.
Can we have a little bit of a thing? Obviously, he's just come in. I don't know why, but it looks like he's got a new hoodie. Looks like he's got another fresh trim. Yeah,
he's constantly shaving his face, isn't he?
Yeah. You know what, Hooks? Hooks looks like right now. Hooks, I feel like you got aftershave on and whatnot right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like fresh. There's something fresh about Hooks, and it's like I wonder if he knows how to act. Do you know what I mean? Like Hooks looks different. I think he's glowing. It's like we got two famous man on the panel, by the way. We got Monts and we got FaZe. People need to know FaZe is
I'm not famous.
Famous too. Hooks is next up. Hooks is next up. I'm just saying.
Evil laugh. He's got an evil laugh now as well.
You know, what in the name of fake glasses?
And also, if you didn't know, yeah, these both have Giants blood as well. They're like 6'9".
No, you've been doing this.
What phase you're landing the Giants as well? Hey, it must.
I'm 6'5". How tall are you?
Hey, I'm like 6'5", 6'6". Hey, it must be.
Okay, we can have a face-to-face conversation. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're looking down. You get me? Let's go. Hey,
what do you mean? We can have face? What are you gonna do, man? Now, kiss.
Whoa.
One thing then, just then, Mons and FaZe, you made a good point, and I actually wanted me.
Wait, Jay. Like before you go, yeah, can I just I just want to address just one thing, because Mons was a bit fraudulent, yeah. I hear it, yeah. Don't get me wrong, because I'm team Martinelli's been dead, yeah. But let's not act like the defensive part of the game for wingers in Arsenal system is not a thing, because it's definitely a thing. Because Saka on the other side, yeah. The reason why Saka is so good and gets praised so much is not just because of what he does contributing forward, but what he does contributing to the defense as well. So within Arsenal system, within Arteta's system specifically, yeah, Martinelli's defensive side of the game is probably what's keeping him on the checkbook. Do you know what I mean? Like it's probably the thing that's keeping him on the check. I don't know. My camera keeps on freezing. I'll sort it out in a minute. But yeah, going forward, he's dead. But you get me? Defensive side, let's not ignore it, innit? Let's not ignore it.
But I said that about Szoboszlai. That's the first thing. Before I got into the whole thing about him, I said as a runner, defensively, duels, don't even win his duels sometimes, but the physical side of the game, he's got that.
But it's not about having it. It's not about having it. I'm speaking purely about within Arsenal.
Yeah, does it well, bro. That's the same thing as you do it well. That's the same thing.
No. The expectation on wingers is to have that defensive side to their game. Hence why
it's the same as Szoboszlai. It's even more in midfield. If you don't do your defensive running in midfield, there's a gap in your midfield.
No. Okay, let me ask you this. Can you look across the board, in football and say that there's as much onus on wingers at other teams on average to have such involvement in defensive actions as wingers at Arsenal?
When it comes to a midfielder in a running system like Liverpool's, then yeah, the answer is
no. I'm not talking about midfielders. I'm talking about wingers. Specifically.
Can I jump in on this? Because this is actually part of the point I wanted to make about Ben White as well. Because Hooks, I see where you're coming from. And I think, obviously, no team wants to get overloaded. Like, wingers have got to track back because otherwise the fullbacks of the opposition team are going to overload, create, lots of...
Yeah, but you laughing at that yesterday on the yesterday stream. Was he not FaZe about Aman?
No, listen.
Of the attributes he was laughing at.
No, hold on. This is my point.
Guy's a fraud, man.
The primary duty of a winger is to create for me. It's not to defend.
Yeah, for you, though.
It's
for you.
For me. Yeah,
for
you support Arsenal. And that's my point. You support Arsenal where you've been watching this to such an extent. Now, I'm watching a Ben White. And I'm saying, oh, are you telling me this brother's going to get cooked without Saka? Without Saka tracking back, is this guy getting cooked? Then I start looking at his system more. And that's the point I'm trying to make here. You guys are saying how important it is for wingers to be tracking back and this and that. But you're also, by the same token, complaining about the output of said wingers up until this point. Do you see what I mean?
I'm not complaining.
But what I'm saying is like when you have a Trossard and a Martinelli, you're praising the Martinelli off the ball. Amazing. And if you're not going to get goals and assists, at least give me tracking back and defensive prowess. Cool. But acting to me like the defensive prowess is the first thing I'm looking for from my winger is not true. That is not the first thing. It might be the second or third thing, or even nice to have, but it's not the core thing I'm going from. And if you start judging your wingers by their ability to track back, I'm not sure what the question is in the first place that you're asking your wingers to do.
Yeah, no. So I agree with you. That's not what I'm saying though. I'm not saying the first thing that I should be looking at, for example, because bear in mind I started off by saying offensively Martinelli's been dead. Like I've been slewing Martinelli. There's bare Arsenal fans that told me Martinelli's back, and then we came to Bournemouth, and I was like, "Whoa, where's Martinelli?" But what I'm saying is, let's not act like for Arteta's system, Arsenal system, the defensive side for wingers, not midfielders, wingers, yeah, not Szoboszlai, wingers, yeah, is to get involved in the defensive side of the game. Like, I'm sure you guys have watched Arsenal. I know you man do your hate alongs and all them things there and try and fling George for my team. You will see when we're out of possession, sometimes Martinelli drops back and we go into a back five and then he's acting as a left wing back. We've seen Saka do the same as well on the other side. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
Diaz is one of the most hardworking wingers, especially in our system that is now similar to yours defensively. I don't give a toss, or I don't even talk about what he does defensively. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't matter for the system, but if Diaz is not producing going forward, I sure as hell I'm going to start praising him about what he does defensively, just because what he's doing offensively.
I'm not praising him.
If Diaz stops performing tomorrow, I'm like I'm crashing it on him, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and go, even though he's not been good going forward, he's doing what the manager kind of wants defensively, and it helps the system off the ball.
So can I interject there, Munch? So let's say for example, then Munch, yeah, you're playing with Diaz. Defensively, you look solid. He's not scoring. You take him out the team. The next game you lose because the person who attacks better than him costs you the game. Do you not see how? Do you get what I mean? So you're telling me before everybody just jumps. Why is everybody saying no to my hypothetical scenario? What are you saying that this scenario is?
I'm not saying the scenario.
I'm telling me no.
No, bro, I'm telling you, scenario is not likely to happen because if Gakpo comes,
it's a hypothetical though.
It's not about whether Gakpo can defend or not. The system is you're supposed to
stop. You're relating it to your players and getting emotional. I'm just speaking about Martinelli because literally we dropped Martinelli and played Trossard and he cost us. I did. Yeah, but it was an analogy for our players because I'm talking. It literally happened to us, which is why I was so shocked.
But it's not going to happen to us. That wouldn't happen. I don't think that happens to us though. I don't think that happens to us.
So hypothetically, if it did, hypothetically, do you not know what hypothetically means?
Yes, don't do that. I know what happened.
No, I'm literally curious because everybody's jumping on me like I'm saying it happened when I literally said hypothetically.
I know what hypothetically.
Because I said hypothetically, and then you said you don't think it will happen, which kind of makes me think you don't know what hypothetically
means. You're given a situation, a scenario. Yes, it's imaginary. It's you're speaking in that term.
Yeah,
hypothetically, obviously. But I'm saying that even if you could,
you're using the Bournemouth game. You're using the Bournemouth game as a real example.
And then I'm going to relate it to Diaz and say that if you drop Diaz and then you lose the game because the left winger gives the ball away, do you not understand how if the other player was there that would not happen?
Yeah, because one player because one player could be more defensively aware than the other, and it can help the system and stop you conceding a goal. I understand that, but the reason why I said that I don't think that happens is because when it comes to Gakpo and Diaz, because you're relating it to my team, is that they both work hard when it comes to winning the ball back. They're both good at that. And regardless whether they're both good at that, it's actually down to the tactics. So that's what they're supposed to do. Like the bottom line is, as a winger now for Liverpool, you're not just supposed to stay high and wide and not track back. It's part of your game automatically, or you will not play. If you can't do that, you will not play. Let me land. Even Mo Salah against Chelsea was tracking back and helping Trent. Even Diaz when he's on right wing has helped back and tracking Trent. So this is not something I'm going to talk about as an asset. They are supposed to be doing it. It's the bottom line. I don't include it as a skill set. I don't want to include it as a skill set because we are not. We know this. We are not Wolves. You are not Wolves. You are not Bournemouth. You are fighting for a title. So telling a player or using it as a plus that he can defend or he likes to track back is a given, or you should not play. You win your duels, bottom line, because you're fighting for a title. You're not mid-table.
So does Messi track back? Does Messi track back?
Messi's an alien. We're not using Messi's an alien.
No, but do you know what I mean, though? So it
doesn't need
don't
to
make
do that.
sense.
He's the greatest player to ever play the game. He's an anomaly.
Also,
He doesn't need to
the Villa guy.
Martinelli's not Messi. Martinelli's not Messi. Martinelli's not even Robert Snodgrass. Don't do that, please.
But the thing is, Mons, you say all this, while not acknowledging the fact that you actually have the best defensive numbers in the league so far. So surely
in the world,
exactly in the world. So surely the fact that there is such a kind of there is such like a kind of it's imperative that your wingers are doing what they're doing defensively.
Yes, I can acknowledge it. Yeah, I can acknowledge it.
But there's teams that don't have as good defensive numbers. The only reason, and I mean, people can say it's an excuse or whatever, but I think the 2 goals against Leicester, anybody concedes them in it. Is what it is.
I'm confused.
Yeah, that was a banger.
Can I ask something? How have we gone from Liverpool winning against Leipzig to all of a sudden Sbozo being shit to defensive wingers and Martinelli and everybody else and all this kind of stuff? And it's 26 minutes.
You can go back. That's not how conversations work. They develop. But if you want to go back to the game, go back to the game. I didn't.
No, I know. But I mean, like,
go on. Sorry, go on.
No, obviously sitting back and listening, the biggest alarm bell to me is this is how I feel about Arsenal right now, is that we're so caught up on Arsenal defensively, Arsenal's defense, Arsenal's tactics defensively. And for me, that is where Arteta, and we've talked about Arteta's system, Arteta's game plan, how Arsenal have completely reversed in terms of now how they're going about trying to tackle this Premier League title. The fact we're talking about again, how it came onto defensive attributes and lauding them, that for me is a massive alarm bell. So as someone looking at from the outside in on a club like Arsenal, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same hype now that I'm putting on Leon Bailey, and people are going to go, and there's going to be people in chat. Villa can't talk comparing about Arsenal, Liverpool, whatever. But I'm going to, because Leon Bailey last season had the season of his life. Goals, assists, numbers coming out. Guess what? Bailey works hard every week. Bailey backtracking's great. Bailey going forward this season has been absolutely crap. And I'm bringing the same standards now that we should be trying to sustain top 4. Why is Leon Bailey not delivering week in, week out? Why is Leon Bailey now not producing the numbers? I don't need a defensive winger. And I'm not saying the same about John McGinn. I don't need John McGinn when he's out on the wing to credit as a defensive play. I need John McGinn producing going forward. And that's where, for me, I'm thinking, and that's the thing. Why is it? I think this is what Arteta's created in the Arsenal fan base in a way to protect himself.
Bailey had 14 goals and 14 assists in 52 games.
Yeah, last season. This year, he's been absolutely... Yeah, he's been
not
absolutely on his ass.
The season before that. Most of them came 2 seasons ago.
Exactly. And that's the thing.
No, he's talking about Bailey. Look at him. He's so hungry. This brother's so starving, man. Those are Bailey stats. But look at him immediately jumping on what? You're so starving, bro. Love the Arsenal thing. But by the way, yeah, no one said anything about Martinelli being good. I expect more from him. The only thing I'll say is it was because of him that we got the goal against Shakhtar. So where were we now?
But don't you agree genuinely? Don't you agree that Arsenal's mindset genuinely?
The Hooks have smashed the table.
It has no. It's the arm on my.
Let him land,
I find it so hilarious that he immediately thought that he was talking about Martinelli. That's how starving that one is for Arsenal, winning. I
just think Arsenal fans have been lured into this sense now of they can see. You've all got eyes. You're watching your team play. You know that in a way that you are setting up defensively. You know that your football's not the most. You know that your football's not the most entertaining or thrilling football over the years. And do you know what? If you can play like this for a season, if you play like this for a season and win the league, then no one's even going to talk about it. No one's going to be like, who cares? But this is the standards you've got to put on it. You can go and play football, but if you finish third and play this type of football and bore the fans to death all season and show no development and have gone backwards, then Arsenal, you have to ask questions. And I don't think the approach that you're showing is, yes, Liverpool have conceded the least goals in the league, but they've still got an attacking presence about them. They still look fluid going forward. They're still putting expectations on Luis Diaz, Gakpo, Darwin, Nuno, Jota.
And this is
to
what I'm
produce
saying.
the
You see, this
numbers.
is what it's just silly narrative bollocks.
Yeah, it's
Because
weird.
with 11 players on our pitch, we're good at our XG is very good and our XG against is very low. We've played a lot of our games have had 3 men.
Play XG.
I mean, have men
Not
sent
good.
off. What do you mean open
Your
play?
open
Not
your
good?
open
Yeah, you know
play
what I mean?
XG.
Now set pieces don't
Oh
count.
my days. It's
It's
just
weird.
narrative
It's
stuff.
weird.
It's just nonsense, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
we
It's
should.
not
If-
narrative.
if
I
it's
watch
true,
Arsenal.
if you
I
finish
watch
third,
Arsenal.
finish
You know, I
third.
watch Arsenal every week. I watch Arsenal every week.
What does that mean?
Yeah, and no one's saying that you man have
What does
crap
that mean?
You have
No, he
injuries at the
literally
moment.
just said
You
we did.
understand?
He literally just said we've reversed, we've gone backwards. He literally said in other words, we're crap attacking. And you joined in and saying we're only good at set pieces. You literally just
But
said
you
we're
are-
shit
but-
attacking in other
No,
words.
I said
But
your open
I'm
play
saying-
XG has been no. I said your open play XG hasn't been great. Now,
Which is
and
which
now
is
if you-
insinuating with that we're not good attacking, no?
but you have your injuries, so there's context to it, which I was about to get to, but you jumped
No,
in.
but he
because
had
again,
no
it was
context and you was agreeing with him.
all right,
The
cool.
bottom
I've
line
just-
is,
I've
if
just-
Arsenal finished
anyway,
third, if Arsenal finished third,
So now you're
And you
beating us
played
up
all
with an
season right
imaginary
there.
scenario that ain't happened. If my mum had a penis, she'd
but
be
you
my
had
dad.
you had hypothetical.
Now he knows, what
you
imagine.
were-
Do you know what I mean? I said if we finish third, so I'm going to judge you now based off if you finish third. That makes no sense.
Okay,
Didn't
right
you
now,
try to?
right now,
But
you're
didn't you
third.
try to use a hypothetical
Exactly,
scenario
exactly.
to save Martinelli? But anyway, that's not.
No, I never. I used the literal scenario that happened. I used the literal scenario that happened. I used a literal scenario that happened to us and then use it as a hypothetical for your players to see if it was not going to be shameless and highlight something. But no, you was shameless.
And now we're bringing back hypothetical. I understand why Gaze is so upset.
You know what I mean? Man said if you finish third.
Isn't it, Gaze? Everyone else can use hypotheticals apart from Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? I hear that. I hear that. I'm with you.
Man
brother.
said
I'm with
if you finish third, so now I'm going to beat Arteta with a stick. Like what?
Well,
do
you
you
should
mean?
be. Well, you're currently third right now. You're currently third right now, right?
So that means we're going to finish third at the end of the season then.
No.
So what
you.
we're
Where
saying-
you stay where you
Why
are
aren't
till the
you-
end of the
no,
season.
no, you are
Hypothetically
finishing
speaking,
third.
Gaze.
So based
But you are
off
wrong.
what his point is, yeah, we should judge Arteta and start looking at him as I don't know what he's trying to insinuate because he's third now
Yes,
and he's probably going to end third. So that's what we're doing now. So I must take all my
So
judgments, all my viewpoints of the team selection and everything that happens based on the hypothetical that we're going to finish third, and then that's the attitude I should have towards my whole team for the whole season. is what
No,
I'm saying.
you've had 12 games in all competitions. Are you genuinely happy with how Arsenal are playing right now?
We've lost
Starting
one
play.
game in
football
12.
fan agenda.
No,
We've lost
and I'm
one
here-
game
Are
in
you-
12.
I'm here for it. Go on.
So
lads.
that's what I'm asking. Are you happy? Are you happy? Do you think this trajectory and how you're playing right now? Can you see the bigger picture? Are you happy with how it is? It's an honest, open question. Because if you ask Tottenham fans, 12 games in, how do you feel about?
I'm not even being
they're gonna be-
disrespectful. I generally don't give a fuck about what Tottenham fans think about Tottenham. If
No,
we
I know
keep
that.
up,
I mean,
what's
I mean,
12,
was that
12,
necessary?
24? Wait, so look,
Not
so
necessary.
let's just say, no, let me just highlight just bollocks. So we played 12 games. 12 times 3 is what, 36. Add another 2, that's 38 games. If we keep up exactly what we're doing now, for this season, we'll lose 3 games. Of course, I'll be fucking happy with that. What are we getting at?
Okay, so but no, what I'm saying.
You see
is
why it's just
that this
nonsense?
is-
You see why it's
not
literally
stats,
nonsense?
No. It's the eye
You
test.
see why it's
the
nonsense,
eye
though?
test.
I can
No,
tell.
it's
How
the
about this?
Oh, fuck the eye test. You lot. What do you mean eye test?
How about this?
Because you can see how your team's transforming and playing.
Oh my days!
I
I
can
don't
tell
listen
you
to
why it's
eye
not
tests.
why I can tell
Especially
you
with
why
people's vision
can
I
tell
don't
you
even
why
trust.
It's not necessarily no, you could be happy with that because if you I already said that Arsenal will probably only lose 3 games this season. I believe you've lost less than
And we're on track for that,
But
no?
If you perform the same way, if you perform exactly the same way for the rest of the season and you do and City and Liverpool perform
No, but
exactly the same way, you're finishing third. You are
But
finishing third.
listen, if we perform the exact same way every 12 games, we'll lose 1. So we're literally bang on with your prediction of losing 3. So if we do exactly what we're doing now, we lose 3 games for a whole season, which is respectable for me.
I'm saying you'd have to keep that same. You'd have to keep that same energy for City and Liverpool. If you're saying because I'm saying
I'm sorry to what is my viewpoint towards City and Liverpool? I don't give a fuck about none of them. What are we getting on?
But okay, that's fine. Even so, we're trying to say that
I'm not like you guys who watch other people's team and give an irrelevant opinion. I don't watch you lot's teams enough to care about you. And I'm just being genuinely honest. Just because you lot watch us, that doesn't mean I must take that doesn't mean I must take what you say with anything. Because deep down, you two at the bottom of your core, deep down in your core, you don't want the best for us. So don't understand why you expect me to take what you say seriously. You lot both don't want what I want for my team. So how can I take your opinion seriously?
I don't expect you to take what I'm saying for gospel, because obviously we're rivals. As you said, it's my job to hate.
So why are you telling me I have to keep the same energy for City and Liverpool? Like my opinion's any relevant for them?
No. Your opinion is not irrelevant. A rival's
So
opinion is not
thank you. So why are you telling me I have to keep the same energy with City and Liverpool? That's a redundant statement.
I'm talking about in the scenario you gave.
In the scenario, I don't care about Liverpool and City.
I'm giving you the logic. The scenario you gave, it's if you perform the same way.
That's the scenario the Villa fan gave.
Yeah. That's what I'm going off of. That's what I'm going.
And I responded to it. I never brought that up.
Okay, fair enough. I just said that if you keep the same energy with Liverpool and City and we perform the same, then again, by that logic, I'm saying everyone else, you'd still finish third, innit? Like, so I'm not saying what you're doing is not good enough, because I've got Arsenal only losing 3 games this season, max. I don't think you lose a lot of games this season. But the question he actually did ask you that you still haven't answered is, are you happy genuinely with what you're seeing stylistically? Are you happy stylistically?
Thank you.
What the Villa guy never said stylistically once. First and foremost. So the question he asked you, are we happy with the way he said the way we're performing? The way we're performing right now is 1 loss in 12. I'd be fucking over the moon if we kept up to the end of the season. And I literally answered the question. Now you're remixing it.
Okay, fair enough.
It's open the window.
To support your narrative, you're remixing it. Do you get what I mean?
No. I said
because I got an 8 star. I got an 8 star in the B in English. I'm very good at English. Like, do you get what I mean? I'm stupendous with English.
Bro, I got an A in English as well.
I study criminology, so I'm very specific in what I listen to and what I respond to.
I like this. Do you want to join my
I said something. Hold on, Jay. I said something earlier, and you changed my wording because you said I'm inferring something. So at the end of the day, bro, all I'm saying is,
sorry, what did I change?
Say that again.
What did I change your word? Sorry, I forgot.
You said, "Oh, you're inferring that I'm saying this and that." I said, "That's not what I've said." Until
I've never used infer. I haven't used inferring this week. I haven't used that word this week.
All right, we'll go again. We'll go. We can rewind it and you'll see. Rewind it and you'll see. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we're talking about human standards. And yes, you don't have to agree with me. Our standards are different. My opinion on Arsenal can be irrelevant. I don't care about all that. What I'm saying is that we talk about a Martinelli performance, and you're saying because Arteta likes to defend a lot, you know, that's fine for Martinelli. If he's not performing well enough, he does the defensive job well.
I understand why you're upset about what I'm saying now, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that.
That was my original point anyway. That was my original point.
Maybe I've worded it wrong. My point is the same as Hawks. I'm not saying that Martinelli's over the moon and that he's the best player in the world and he's great. All I'm just sick of is like the hyperbolic stuff where someone, just because you don't like someone and they don't play in a particular style that you respect, that everything they do positively gets thrown out the window. And I just think that's very childish and just disrespectful personally. That's all I'm saying. If every time someone wants to put someone down for something, I like to highlight the positive. That's just the type of person.
I'm enjoying this.
I'm just not as negative as everybody else.
So in other words, if a player is a winger and he's doing nothing good going forward, but he's offering something defensively, you kind of want to focus on that rather than the job he's actually meant to do at a top team.
He literally
it's not necessarily focus. It's just literally highlight to bring some balance, because the hyperbolic stuff is just mad childish. I'm saying, but you support a top team. You support a top team? Yeah, you do.
Should be tight.
That's optional to what you regard as a top team. Some people were not even the biggest team in London because we ain't won the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? So it depends on regardless,
Arsenal, rival or no rival, Arsenal are a top team, bro. Right now, Arsenal are a top team. Bottom line, we're like, look at the standards. We're talking about performances, and you guys are the talking point, and you're literally. You lot are second place or third place. I'm acting, and you see what I'm saying? You lot are third place, and people are acting like it's a bad thing. Why? Because you are a top team. So when you talk about your wingers,
what justifies us being a top team? We've not won fuck all.
Jesus Christ.
I just want to keep the consistency.
Today I'm going to have a debate.
No, because I just want to keep the consistency. Because when we're getting shit on and we're shit and we're not won nothing, and Arteta's pants and he spent 700 mil. Now we're a top team.
I've not said that.
Okay, I just Maybe I'm reading the comments too much. I apologize.
Yeah. The first thing is don't listen to these charlatans in the comments.
I understand why you might have that. Why you might have that opinion
comment section
about the trophies and with Arteta in it. But I'm talking about just aside from the trophies, system-wise, where you've come in the last 2 seasons. Right now, you are top 2 teams in the Premier League.
Top 2.
That's safe.
Okay. Yeah, that's statistically correct.
All right, boys.
That's what I mean. Maybe I didn't explain that right. That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Can I squeeze in between the two of you? Pause.
No, because the Tottenham thing. The Tottenham.
Stand up. Stand up.
That's crazy.
Listen, because obviously, I just want to say one thing because we don't often have a Villa fan on the show. Yeah, and the argument you guys are having, I like it. We do the argument every week. I'm not gonna shit on it, but I want to hear a bit from the Villa fan, bit of Duran. Talk to me. Is it okay for me to ask the Villa fans some questions? Because you're not the team they finished above last season. That's my team. Do you know what I mean? So I just need to find out what's going on at your Villa Stadium. It seemed that they got
was that a bit of a shock? Or am I reading the room wrong?
I don't know. I just think Jay's doing the Tottenham fan thing. Look at me, I'm a Tottenham fan thing. I genuinely.
No. Jay's doing
cooking there. We was cooking in our elements.
Noticing people are mentally checking out. Noticing there's a Villa fan who hasn't been on the show before and could give us some time, and he's trying to move the show up. That's what Jay's doing.
You know what? Jay, I like you, but don't try to do man's job.
What do you mean? You do your job then.
Because my job was that my job,
and you're annoyed at one inmate shanking another inmate because the guard.
Me and the Arsenal fans was cooking, having a good debate. A man's talking about.
Anyway,
you know what I mean? Josh was even involved himself. Josh even gave his input.
It's screaming. It's screaming.
He was going back and forth.
It's screaming.
Thank you. I'm still waiting for my question to be answered. I'm still waiting for my question to be answered.
I don't watch the show when I'm not on it. No offense.
First and foremost, Josh is usually here. Josh is usually here on the weekends. Deji knows him very well. And Specs. We always have a Saturday and sometimes Sunday. So there you go there. Second of all, he's added his input. Third of all, you just ruined the little triangle of beef that I you know what, to be fair, as much as back and forth, I can still hit everything, and it was actually making some valid points. No one's even talking about Saka even being back yet. Crazy. For Sunday. There we go. But there we go. Jay wants to do his pick me situations, and then here we are.
I'm trying to help the show move along,
That was top, that was bro. We was bringing top content this time.
Selfish.
Yeah, bro. You don't understand clips. You don't understand.
I don't know what you guys are saying, but I don't know what you guys are saying, but I was enjoying that. I was enjoying that.
Benito.
Yeah, I was enjoying
that, man.
Yeah, man.
It's these fucking Spurs fans, bro. I can't take it.
Man. This is why I always say bun Spurs, man. This is why I always say bun Spurs.
Maybe you man not so bad, fam. Maybe you man not so bad after Arsenal.
Anyway, now what Jay has done, I suppose he's just killed it off so I can do these super chats. So there's some positives and everything. Joshua, game's gone from wingers getting GA to defensive wingers. I says I'm excited for Sunday to see the result against Liverpool. Also, I'm curious to see whether Mont's chest will either be D Cup or Mosquito Bites come Monday or never a foul. Big up the panel.
I'm gonna go with steady B. But
it says context only matters, seems to matter if the motions allow it with these lot. Spud and Villain are chirping at us way too much. Let Mont handle these guys. And continues to say, Phantom, the trick, I think he's talking to you, Phasia.
Phantom, crazy, bro.
He kind of does look like him, though, a little bit. The trick is
that's
not
racism. That's racism.
Yeah, don't worry. Is it?
Well, space people look alike. That's crazy.
Damn.
Anyway, I'm not even going to respond to you because whatever Tsar is, I don't even know where the fuck you're living, but I know they don't have proper public transport. So live your life well, man.
I think South Africa, I think is. The track is to not take it to heart, my guy. None of us either run the chat or panel can control the result, I think. Tranquilo. And then says, JJJ, please, the big boys are talking. You're a high line team, not a high level one. Do you like him again now?
I like that.
That's mad. That's sinister work.
As somebody that doesn't like his team being slandered, that is actually good.
I like
like I don't mind. That's good. Like solid 9 out of 10. Yeah, decent. That might borrow that. Might borrow that for some.
I'll start using that. You're a highlight, not a high level.
Yeah, I like that. That's some good shit.
You know what it is? This will come from me calling Sbozo shit in it. Yeah, and yeah, like the bottom line is, I don't even know if I'd start him against Arsenal. Probably might have to do it for the legs, but I don't know in it. Everything
you
else,
gotta play Jones.
So
you gotta play Jones.
What you say?
You gotta play Jones.
Well, listen, we'll sort. Well, we'll do the combined 11s and shit soon, and we'll figure out which one's probably the best to play. But I don't know, man. Genuinely, listen, 9 points on the board in the Champions League. I think it's just us and Villa that are on 9 at the moment, which is crazy. Like teams like Bayern Munich, I think, are on 3 points in that. So, you know what? The one positive I'll say about this league format in the champs is that,
bro, someone says grab daddy, allow it. Never mind. For Gravenberch.
Is that you play teams once, so like it's not like now I have to play Leipzig again at home, or you got to do the reverse fixture. You're just playing these man once in it. So once you get your 3 points, no matter how you kind of get it, it's kind of done. And don't get me wrong, like Leipzig away isn't like, I was about to say not like Shakhtar at home, but I don't want to. I'm not gonna go there a bit today. You know what I'm saying? It's Leipzig away isn't the easiest game in the world. You know what I'm saying? But you got
Saka's back though. Saka being back is huge. Massive.
Yeah, well, again, I want Saka to be back because I don't want the victim complex to sink in at any point. I want these men to be ready, bro. I want these men.
You don't have to lie. What do you mean you want Saka? Of course you don't want Saka back. What is this?
Yeah,
bro, I want Saka to be back, bro.
No, he doesn't.
Because I know how this game goes, bro. I know how this game goes, bro. So
Saka back.
No victim complexes around here. No victim complexes around here. Not having that. So now that's not say that's not every Arsenal fan, but you know the ones I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not shameless. I would prefer it if when we play the best teams, their best players are not available. I would think that would be rule 101 in football.
Yes. Can I ask something? So is this a general consensus then? So is this if your best players are missing, if you mention it, you're a victim. I just want to. Is that actually a thing now? So anybody who says
no. I'm talking about
not just from you, Mods. I've heard that from people myself.
Oh, okay, no. Well, okay. I don't have to answer that. I can answer that, but
I'm interested.
My answer is that before the game, like man is saying, "Oh, you better slap us or you're shit" or stuff like that. Like post game, you could use it as a thing because injuries matter. But the same people that say, "Oh, if you don't beat Arsenal, you're shit," or "If you don't beat us, you're crap." I'm not saying you've said that, and I'm not saying Hooks has said that, by the way. But like for me, are the same people that have looked at Chelsea's injuries and said, "I don't care, deal with it. You spend all this money." And I've looked at Man United's injuries and gone, "I don't care. Your manager shit anyway. Wouldn't make a difference." So, you know what I'm saying? There's different kind of sides to it. I just don't want the victim complex.
I mean, it's a bit different though. Like, because if you I would agree with you if Saliba wasn't suspended.
But I think Saliba I think that's his own fault though, innit? It's in like
I'm not talking about whose fault it is. I'm talking about the scenario that Arsenal find themselves in. Like, it doesn't matter about whose fault it is. It's just a scenario that Arsenal find themselves in. And defensively, bro, we're down to the bare bones. Like, you are. I'm hoping and praying that Timber is back, because otherwise, I'm gonna have to start potentially looking at Zinchenko left back, Kiwior centre back, and from then it's just the only saving grace. And it's kind of a saving grace is that Jota may not be playing.
He's not playing. He's got a rib.
That's the only saving grace.
But for me, Hooks, I'm saying like, and I said this yesterday.
We don't have Alisson either.
Like on a different show, is that Nunes? I don't see White or Kiwior at centre back being able to handle Nunes. I don't think either of them can handle him. So obviously,
I think Gabriel can though.
Pardon?
That would be it would be Gabriel that would be the one deployed on.
One of them's partnering him. Do you see what I mean? So I'm looking at this from the fact of Nunes will be running off that player, and also the fact is no excuse when you're going for a title. I've got to say no excuses, and I'm not trying to like hold Arsenal to a higher standard. I'm saying that the players who were in this squad were deemed worthy to be in this squad that's going for a title by Arteta. So now you have to you're only missing Saliba at centre back. And now you guys are kind of panicking. That's indication of.
Calafiori's out.
Would you really want it to play Calafiori at centre back?
Saliba's out. Tomiyasu's out. Timber's out. Like,
yeah, but Tomiyasu's also again going into the season relying on Tomiyasu, who's been injured at important parts over the last few seasons. I can't. If a player shows me that injury frequency, then I'm not gonna then when he's injured be like, oh, Tomiyasu's out, because he's always out when you guys need him. Fair?
No, but it's not about. No, I'm not talking about the free. I'm not talking about. What I'm talking about is the quality of defensive line that we will put out. That's what I'm talking about.
So what are you missing?
Then Liverpool as well.
Yeah.
Let's all be real. Let's all be real. Currently now, it actually doesn't matter who goes left back for Arsenal.
Okay.
Salah's
you still got Zinchenko, yeah. You got Zinchenko still there.
Salah's gonna cook whoever goes there. It doesn't matter.
But you still got Zinchenko.
That's the scenario we're in. It actually doesn't matter. Whoever goes there, Salah cooks.
Yeah,
that's
not
already
Timber.
No, but Timber, if Timber's fit, I see him going right centre back.
Tomiyasu's shackled shallow.
I'm trying to move the show on dynamic. Now we're talking about Arsenal, so let's cook.
He's not available. Yeah, he's injured.
Tomiyasu's not available. This is what I'm saying. I just want of defensive line we can put out. Salah's gonna cook. For me,
what's the point there? But you're missing one centre back. One centre back.
No, we're not. We're not missing
one left back.
Are you all right?
Yeah, and maybe Timber.
Are you okay?
So what's your point, Jay? That we don't have we have no injury issues considering Odegaard got injured, Saka got injured, Marino got injured, Timber's injured, Calafiori's injured, White's just come back from injury. So your point is we have no injuries.
White's fit. Yeah,
White's just back from injury.
He just came back.
White's fit.
He's not 100% fit.
He's not 100% fit.
Okay, so White fit's Gabriel. Timber might be available. We don't know yet, right? Zinchenko's available. Kyrgios's available. Yeah.
Zinchenko's being fit.
Zinchenko just came back from injury.
White and Kyrgios are third and fourth choice centre backs, right?
I'd say Timber and Calafiori.
Maybe Timber as well. Okay, so my argument is that you put this squad together. Zinchenko's an important. Like, he was an important player in the squad. I think you've still got.
He hasn't been an important player for a very long time.
I'm basically saying your defense is probably going to be either Zinchenko, Kyrgios, Gabriel, White, or
Timber.
Zinchenko, Gabriel, White, Partey. Yeah.
So sorry to cut you. So what makes you believe that, considering our last game when he subbed off, I can't remember who he subbed off, but he subbed on Skelly ahead of Zinchenko when Zinchenko was on the bench. So what makes you so confident that Zinchenko is going to start the next game when he had opportunity to go on?
My point is Zinchenko is a senior level defender, and if you're then going to say actually Miles Lewis Skelly is next in line off the cab rank to play left back, then and I'm not going to play Zinchenko, then fair enough. Like, but I'm just saying if he's not playing Ethan, in more need with less options, he's going to play Miles over Zinchenko. To me, that would be surprising. But it's your team. If you tell me he's going to play Miles,
why don't we just put Martinelli left back since he defends so well?
That could be an option, you know. We could go 5 at the back. We could do a 5 at the back thing with Martinelli left wing back and Saka right wing back. We could.
You're not gonna do that. You're at home. You're not gonna do that.
I think the thing is like the thing that people need to appreciate is the context. We're playing Liverpool. We're not playing Ipswich. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're going up against the team that is the best team in the league currently. Like, we have to appreciate that context. And for us to play what will be a back line that hasn't played with each other this season, bro, it's an L. Like, it's actually an L to have to do that. So, but we'll see what Arteta does. Hopefully he can cook up something that no one expected and it works. But right now, it's a bit
the disingenuous is disgusting. Have you seen Spurs without Van der Ven? Have you seen Liverpool without Van Dijk? And now we're just acting here like it don't matter. How did that go?
We lost Salah and Trent last season.
And how did that go though?
It was fine.
What did you do last? Okay.
Yeah, we played Bradley. Three of our backline was academy prospects in Bradley, Kelleher, and Kwanzaa, and the other two. And Gomez was actually playing as a makeshift left back, and we won most of our games.
But you were top of the league.
You met your criteria. Yeah, you was, didn't it? They fell off, didn't they?
Yeah, they were top of the league.
But we're not going to include that.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean?
No, hold on. We fell off when those players came back. When Trent and Salah and then came back, that's when we actually lost. We won one game with them, and then we lost to Palace, and then we lost to Everton.
So doesn't that highlight the fact that they were missing in the first place? So you were playing well, you went away, then you were playing fine, then they came back, they're out of sync. The team's got used to playing a certain way without them. Now you're rejigging it, and you've lost with them. So you can see how if they weren't missing in the first place, you would have had a more steady team, and you wouldn't have that rocky period.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy.
I think those players are good enough where even if we're having to rejig things, they're our best players. So it's not that much of a crazy scenario that the players can't get used to bring them back in the team. There's no excuse for losing the way we did those 2 games. No excuse. No excuse.
Okay then. Well, I'm just saying, no, I'm not ignoring the concept. I'm saying Crystal Palace, even though some of the players that come back from injury, it wasn't the first game they came back and we just capitulated. There was a couple games in between, and then obviously, the Palace game happened. Because you know why? I'd say if we're talking context, I'll give you the context. We had 100 chances in that Palace game and couldn't score one. It's not like Palace came and played us off the park. So we can look at it and go, the players aren't used to the best players being back again. You know what I'm saying? But if they're out of sync, though, they're human beings. Like, do you know what I mean? If they're out of sync and not on form,
I understand that.
Because typically 100 chances, I think Liverpool will score quite a few of them if they're on form. Like, do you get what I mean? It's like this.
Yeah,
you know what? I thought we were here for intelligent football debate. We're just here to do silly rival narrative stuff. So yeah, if we lose the game with shit, injuries don't mean nothing. Out. If we finish third as well, so fuck everybody. That's where I'm at with it.
That's not. I didn't say that the injuries don't matter.
I'm saying it. This is my stance now for everything.
That's fine. That can be your stance. My point is, as I said, we can talk about the injuries pre-game, post-game, because obviously it matters. We don't know if Saka's going to be fit 100%. We don't know if Timber's going to be fit 100%. We don't know these things, but as I said, the ball's not being kicked yet, and it's being used as a stick to almost beat Liverpool with by some fans. As I said, not you two. I clarified that already, but that's what I think is a bit annoying. Don't get me wrong. I expect to win the game as a Liverpool fan. I also have a couple injuries myself, and I understand the situation Arsenal are in. But at the same time, a lot of the fans for me are too quick to use the victim complex. So this
is why you see like even Jay, yeah, Jay's a Spurs fan, yeah, and I'm an Arsenal fan. We're meant to be sworn rivals. I prefer Jay to some of my own Arsenal fans because I'm tired of coming on these streams and getting beaten with stupid idiot Arsenal fan viewpoint. Because I've just got to come here and listen to fuckeries now, just because other people have heard stupid Arsenal fans say shit, and I've got to fucking come and argue and defend it. It just hurts me. No, I'm not. I'm just saying, but I just have to hear it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand your dick.
This is why you see like the WhatsApp groups. I just clear the messages and don't even read it because I feel like a good Muslim who has to go and defend something a terrorist says, and it's just like,
that's mad, bro. That is crazy.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm saying
it just hurts my soul, bro.
But what I'm saying, but earlier in the stream, I'm pretty sure you said something about. Hold on. Earlier in the stream. Hold on. Early in the stream, you said something about I called Arsenal a top team. And then you used everyone else's opinion. About saying Arteta's shit and the way that everyone talks. Well, the way that we've seen people obviously talk about Arsenal in a negative way. So me calling Arsenal a top team.
I'm tired.
It's crazy.
This is when the joke is actually funny, and then now this is
now
that's a bit.
I'm still listening though, Monster. I've just got the composure right.
No, I hear you. I'm just trying to bring it back to this one, innit? I'm just trying to do that one. Yeah. But when I called Arsenal a top team, you used everyone else's opinion as a reason to say, well, are Arsenal a top team? Because everyone says, look at what everyone else says. You know what I'm saying? So I understand your distaste to hearing what some Arsenal fans say, but that's the YouTube thing. There's so many things that I have to deal with that Liverpool fans say about the Hungarian Gerrard that now I have to sit here and go, you know what I'm saying? I didn't call him you know what I'm saying? That wasn't me that said that, but that's just kind of the game.
But do you know why it is a bit disingenuous though? Because if the roles were reversed and Liverpool didn't have Salah, Liverpool didn't have Van Dijk, and maybe Liverpool was missing, I don't know, let's say who would you say is in your midfield is of equal quality to or importance to Odegaard in your midfield?
I'd say like McAllister in it. I probably.
McAllister, cool.
Yeah, McAllister. Yeah.
Okay, so say Liverpool's missing McAllister, Salah, and Van Dijk. All Liverpool fans will be saying, if Arsenal don't win this game, it's long. They'll be saying the same thing. So that's why I think it's a bit.
With all due respect, didn't Liverpool win the League Cup with a lot of big players missing? To be fair,
that's what, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in the head-to-head match, because that's what we're talking about: Arsenal versus Liverpool. What he's saying about Arsenal fans trying to create this victim thing. Did
you afford Manchester City the same amount of leniency and latitude when they had like KDB and players like that?
I don't understand what point you're trying to. Bro,
the point I'm making is top teams are expected to win despite the shortcomings that they might have in their squad. Now, I'm not trying to use this as a slight on Arsenal. I'm saying, coming off a 2-0 defeat to Bournemouth, obviously the last few weeks, the results, for whatever reason, the red cards, blah, 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 not been where you want them to be. You're playing Liverpool at home. I think it's somewhat irrelevant. I think you need to win this game. And the fact you've got these players missing is bad, and it makes it much more difficult for you to win. But I think based on this and the scope of the league, and I think City got Southampton. Is it this weekend?
Yeah.
City got Southampton this weekend. They're almost definitely going to win. That's what I'm saying. So my point is that you need a win.
Actually, must.
By any means necessary. I'm not going into this weekend being like, you need to play pretty, this or that. I think you might want to make a statement with your performance, but the ends justify the means for Arsenal this weekend. They need the W. It's somewhat irrelevant to me who's missing. It doesn't matter. You just need to win this game.
Yeah, we do. We must win. No, for Arsenal,
with Saka being back, I mean, it changes everything for me now.
Yeah.
Just on a corner perspective alone, from the whipping, even that is still a benefit. Do you know what I mean? The back post situation could be
yesterday I was being told that if I draw with Arsenal at the Etihad, I'm going to jail.
No, but Saka being there is
if you draw with Arsenal at the Etihad.
Sorry, at the Emirates. I was really sorry. At the Emirates. Yeah, I'm going to jail. Like, don't you think that's
this guy in the chat?
Like, that's mad to me, bro. That's just crazy to me. That's just crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, take it in. So,
no, I don't want to take it.
That's
anyway,
crazy.
Let me just do these. What did the dude say about my country? Keep chirping, and the villain, Spud and Monts won't be the only ones you'll be whining about, and then proceeds to say, big up Aya, by the way. The Arsenal fan, not Hawks, needs to relax his football ban. And no one's giving your girlfriend back shots without you knowing.
That's a bit graphic.
As no barring on Arsenal final hopes, or let alone the result on Sunday. He's cool, man. He's cool, man. Even FaZe, he's getting used to you, man. Don't worry, man. Don't worry.
Thanks for whatever that was.
Is I an Arsenal fan? What team is I?
I as an Arsenal fan, but obviously, man called him Phantom, and then he said something about wherever he's from in it. So, even though we can all be friends, let's just
all disrespect intended. No, I'm joking.
Exactly. Let's speak from
and for context,
send another super chat again.
And for context for you, South Africa does have quite a good transport system. I thought I'd
know. Yeah, I didn't even know it was South Africa, to be honest. That's how ignorant I am.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Last little point, but just quick one, just a little. We're gonna add it in there for Josh. Obviously, you've been calling this for ages now, but Aston Villa, you've been demanding that you gain the respect you feel you deserve. Top of the Champions League group as it stands, no goals conceded, something that we actually praised Liverpool for. In the league, you're actually sitting on the same points as Arsenal. And by this weekend, who have you got?
Bournemouth at home.
Oh.
At home. Yeah. It's a hard one, really, because I'm trying not to get carried away. Sometimes it comes across like maybe I am, but I actually am trying to keep my feet firmly on the ground. But it's almost like you're not allowed to celebrate your team. For a team like us to finally break into the top six, to actually, make Manchester United and Spurs a shadow at the moment in the Premier League. That thing. Spurs, man, Jay, you've done your best audition to keep Spurs relevant today.
Okay, all right. You know what? You're top of your Champions League group. Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Jay, it's Villa's segment. You play. I know you play today.
Enjoy it. Did I not? Let me go on mute.
Yeah,
it's point proven.
Said Champions League side. Sorry, said Champions League side. Top of the table. Carry on.
Yeah. But in all seriousness, it's for me. Our next 3 fixtures are going to sort of again give me a bit of a rounding of where we are. We've got Bournemouth at home, but then we've got Tottenham and Liverpool away. So that's 9 big points there, 9 big points for us to play for. And I think if we come out with only 3 out of 9, that'll be disappointing. Those sort of standards now is where we're sort of at. That I think I've got it in my head that going to Anfield is going to be almost a really, really uphill battle task. And we weren't good at Anfield last year. But it's that Tottenham game for me. If we can come out and beat Bournemouth, beat Tottenham, cement ourselves still in that top 4, still be having that gap over Chelsea, which is what I'm trying to keep away. I think Chelsea are the ones that are breathing down our neck in that sense. But I think the biggest thing that I hope people are starting to take note is Aston Villa's squad depth. I got laughed at the start of the season. People told me that our squad depth wasn't as good as we made out, that our signings weren't as good as they were, and that we were relying on John Duran to come off the bench and keep scoring goals. Granted, he started in games and he's scoring as well, and he is still producing those numbers. But where we lined up in that Champions League just recently, where we had Kamara back, Tyrone Mings, Jacob Ramsey on the bench, Philogene, Ollie Watkins on the bench, Luca Dean on the bench, Buendia, who's like, going to be an only sub.
Stop there. No,
carry on. Buendia is a good player. We just haven't seen him because of his injury.
What in the last 2-3 years?
But technically, he absolutely fits. He technically absolutely fits the system of Unai Emery.
Defensive wingers.
What people. But well, in that 10, I think more.
That's nasty work. That's nasty work. That's nasty work. That one.
But I think and people like John McGinn and Ian Maatson got to start
again,
which was quality. But I'm so confident in what Unai Emery's built, and everyone laughs at this. And I know Cass, you've disrespected it as well about Ross Barkley. Ross Barkley is proven to be for £5 million. Ross Barkley in that double pivot alongside Yuri Tillemans has proven his weight in money. He's actually showing some real quality and class in there, and a great ball carrier. But people want to laugh at it. But we have built a squad now that, for me, is challenging the Champions League. Yeah, it's only 3 games, top of the league. No European hangover. And also, furthermore, we're 4th in the Premier League. Our best ever start in 26 years. As you said, same amount of points as Arsenal. 3 points above Chelsea. Like, I don't think we could do any better, apart from that Arsenal game where we lost to them. And we should have won because of Ollie Watkins. And I still hold Ollie Watkins to account for that. But, yeah, maybe in a month's time, we could have dropped out of that top 4. We could be back into 5th or 6th, if we don't get the result against Spurs and Liverpool. But we're certainly not a Newcastle, which everyone kept telling me we were. We're certainly not a team who won season wonder last year. We're definitely here to hang about. And all I'm going to say is Morgan Rogers needs a call up from Tommy Tuchel, needs a call up in that international squad, because that kid is special. He is, for me, and people haven't watched Morgan Rogers yet this season properly. Watch him, because I've never seen his ball carrying ability, the strength that he has, and the way that he is now probably a key metronome that Villa team is unbelievable at his age, at 20 years old.
I was going to say this year, we need to have a conversation as a panel as well and a chat. Look, we know Villa's trophy count, we know their history, and right now they're looking quite sustainable. We need to do a petition to get Spurs out the top 6 conversations.
Oh, right.
Correct.
Because Villa have class.
Hold on, Kaz. The last data about who finished in the top 6. Where were you? Where were we? Just out of curiosity.
I have a lot. You know what? What? Say that again. Sorry.
So I mean, like, obviously, if you're going to say we should get out of the top 6, surely the fact that we just finished in the top 6 should indicate, we're still part of the top 6.
So there's a lot of factors that go into this. Trophies. The last how many years, because top 6 has been around as a name brand for quite a long time. It was a part of the original top 3, 4, 5. really before you came into it. And, you know, for me, that's why United, Arsenal, and so forth are in there. So that's why you can't exactly get these sort of names out. You can't get Man City out. You can't get Arsenal. Even if Chelsea finished 12th, you can't get them out.
He's still fighting. He's still fighting, Muds. He's still fighting. He's trying to get a comeback. He's trying to get a comeback.
For me, it's the low hanging fruit, and that low hanging fruit for me is Spurs, and the one that needs to maybe jostle in is actually Aston Villa, an actual club with actual good heritage. That's won league titles, European heritage, better than others. You know, I'm just saying. I just think it's a conversation.
We're a top 6 team, Kaz. I feel like. I think in the last 15 years, I think Tottenham have finished 12, 13 out of those 15 seasons in the top.
I've had enough of Spurs. I've just had enough.
That's fine, bro. The thing is Villa are a good side. I respect Villa. I saw him talking a bit. You're gonna lose to us, by the way. When you come to our stadium a week on, you're losing.
That's the Villa.
As an FYI.
You know Unai Emery's London record. If you take out Crystal Palace,
listen.
If you take out Palace,
listen.
What
happened the last time we played?
Because we were.
What happened the last time we played? Just out of curiosity.
We haven't lost in London under Unai Emery.
What happened the last time we played? Just jog my memory. Just out of curiosity. You know, these guys finished 2 points above us last season, and you act like we finished in the relegation zone. Let's see how it plays out across the course of the season. Doing a great job, but yeah, we're gonna beat you in a week on Sunday. And
say a bit louder, Jay.
The two times we played you last season, we wiped you. You were so lucky to beat us at our stadium, and then we beat you 4-0. So I ain't worried about your team. Come, let's play. Let's see.
I'll be real, Jay. I just have to applaud you on that little dent. You know that
yeah. That's a Tottenham plan. You just got to constantly be on the nerve.
Brilliant. That was fucking brilliant.
But no, respect to Villa though. Like, as in, you've got a good squad. You've got good profiles. And Unai, to be fair to him, is rehabilitating some of these guys. I used to think Tielemans couldn't run.
Yeah.
But like, I'm watching him at Villa, and the guy can sprint. I'm like, what's going on here? And yeah, listen, you're doing well in the Champions League. Thank fuck for you guys, because last season, the only reason Tottenham aren't in the Champions League this season is because of clubs like Kaz's Man United disgracing the UEFA coefficient, which caused us to not have 5 places. So,
what do you mean? It's a collective. That's how it works.
Yeah, if you hadn't got dumped out of the Champions League in the group stages, maybe we would have got some more points.
All right, that's just like saying, okay, if Villa decided they're actually going to win a Conference Cup, which they didn't, which West Ham did, then we could have got there. If Villa decided, if Liverpool decided they actually want to win the fucking Europa League, great. If Arsenal decided to get their shit up and probably beat that Bayern team, which they could have, they didn't. It works all ways, mate. Don't get me wrong.
Let me add one, please. Let me add one. Well, if Spurs would have beat City, we would have won the fucking league. Do you know what I mean? Let me add one.
Oh, yeah, there you go. But yeah, I'm just saying, innit?
Okay.
If Spurs had beat City, maybe they would have made it top 4 and not needed to rely on coefficient.
No, listen.
That's a good one.
Sometimes things happen and no one's mad about it, such as us losing to City at home and you not winning the league. Sometimes stuff happens. Maybe if you had the bet against Aston Villa, you would have won the league.
Yeah, it's great, man. It's great. Right now, I know I don't have much chat, but then you know what the funny thing is like all of a sudden, you know, we got West Ham this weekend. Like, I think Jay said it himself. Jay said it himself. I think Jay or someone said it or Josh. The next 2-3 games could look really spooky and embarrassing for certain man, innit? Because you know how the league works. Things are just changing 1 or 2 results. And then I'd love to say the latest word of the last year, and I would say actually more, the absolute buzzword, sustainable football shall come into fruition for why your club is below mine. That's what I'm gonna say, innit? It can get really spooky, innit?
Yeah, that's true.
So
but yeah, I think Christmas is always the same for me. Where you are at Christmas, and that was like us last year. We were in that top 4 comfortably, and I just always felt no matter what, we'd get over the line. If we can get in and around Christmas again, top 4, I will grow with chest that we will sustain that. But no one can doubt Unai Emery's ability. I mean, no one can doubt it. If anyone still wants to sort of put cloud and judgment of, can he do it in Europe? And he second season syndrome or all this, you got to ask yourself questions now, because this guy is proving week in, week out that he's adaptable. that he's found a way to manage both, and he's built a squad. So that's what I'm excited about.
But yeah, man,
Villa are good, man. Now, Villa are good because you know what my thing about Emery is, yeah, because obviously he was the Arsenal manager, innit? And I think did he win the league at PSG?
Yeah.
What did he? He didn't win something because
So
you know what it is, yeah.
Champions League he was judged
Didn't
on.
he lose it for 1 year? Didn't he lose the
it?
league 1 year to Lille, or was that Poch that lost it?
He lost it. I think it was Emery was the first guy to not win it.
He lost to Barcelona that game. The one where
I'm talking about the French league. There was one French league where
PSG league
didn't win.
Nah, I think he won back to back. I think Ancelotti lost the league.
No, wasn't it Poch?
What PSG?
Like, it was either Poch or Emery. The chat will know.
It was Emery.
I think Ancelotti also lost the league.
Apparently, the chat saying it was Poch. It was Poch though.
Because what I think about Emery, yeah, and I could be wrong in it, because from what I saw at Arsenal, the way he set us up was he was more worried about what the opposition were doing. So I just want to ask, like, do you think, I just want to ask everybody, do you think like what he's seen? Because I think he's good at getting. I'm not going to try to disrespect Villa. I say not a top team, even though they are a top team currently at the moment and they're doing very well. But I think he suits a not top team and doing well with a team just below that instead of being a manager of a quote unquote top team.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Was he back the same way? I think I don't think he got the same back.
Yeah, I think that's a logical statement to say. If you gave Emery, a director of football that he trusted and respected, the same amount of time as Arteta and the ability to overhaul the squad, because you have to understand, Arteta had to overhaul the squad, get out certain personalities, things like that, a luxury that Emery wasn't afforded. You could make the argument that Emery would have at least achieved what Arteta's achieved in that time period. I think there's a justification to say that.
Because this is the same. I had this conversation with Gokes on Toon Tactics channel, yeah. Because like I never forget this. Wenger said something that helped his career and gave him time was that he was successful early on, because he came in and he won a trophy in his, I think, second or first year or whatever, and then that gave the board the belief to back him. Because a lot of people like to beat the board with a stick that they never gave Arteta. Gave Emery what he needed, but maybe he didn't manage up as well as Arteta managed up to convince them to give him what he needed. Do you get what I mean? Because the way he was setting up,
it was a trophy though, no? It was that trophy because he finished back-to-back 8th, but the trophy kind of said, cool, he's bought us something.
He displayed something that the board believed in was worth backing, and maybe Emery didn't do that. Because I could be wrong, but I always hear that narrative about if Emery had the backing, everything would have been rosy, and I don't think there's any guarantee.
I think it's different because it's so, again, it's a hypothetical thing. It's so we never know what Emery would have done with the same backing, or even if he would have even got players like Aubameyang out to begin with. Like he might have stuck with Aubameyang. You know what I'm saying?
But what we can talk about is what he's done with the Villa recruitment over 2 years now. Exactly. He's built, as I said, a Champions League competitive squad. In my opinion, in terms of someone in the chat earlier put you paid 40 million for Ian Maatson to sit on the bench. Well, that's because Luca Dean's elevated his levels to levels that he's always had in him, and Unai's got the best out of him. Ezri Konsa, for me, a player that Unai's progressed. Paul Torres, the list goes on.
Losing Tyrone Mings, Buendia, you lost 2 big players for you. The previous
Tyrone Mings is shit.
And Kamara,
Kamara's the bigger one.
Kamara, Tyrone Mings. I'll never forgive him for that final day of the season. And Josh, I'll never forgive you for that final day of the season, brother. I don't think I'll never forgive you for that. But Kamara and Buendia,
I think the biggest thing for me as a Villa fan that I've never seen before, but from any manager at our time, not even like your Martin O'Neill's when we were pushing top 4, is finally got a manager who has a style of play that just works. That there is an absolute identity at Aston Villa right now that is getting results. Not only is it a style of play where he's getting the best out of all the coaching potential of these youngsters, but it's just, but he's connected with the fan base. I don't know, I can't really answer for Arsenal, but the biggest thing I've ever seen with Unai Emery do is all he ever addresses is the fans. Go to any Unai Emery post-match interview. He doesn't go around the stadium and clap. He walks straight to the tunnel, and everything he says is thank you to fans. We've never had a manager like that connect with the fan base in the way that he has, which I think's drawn the hype with Villa. It's drawn the belief because we feel part of the club. I don't know if he had that chance at Arsenal to connect with the fans, if you know what I mean. I don't know, it sounds really cringe in that way, but Unai's got it spot on with why he's doing that, and I can see why
it's important.
Yeah, and I don't know if he had that chance to connect. Yeah. So he's irreplaceable for me. He is Aston Villa's best signing. No one will ever replace Unai Emery as our best signing. And even John McGinn said yesterday, they hope he's there forever. He's the best manager that he's ever played under, as a lot of players will say. And they said that really, he is irreplaceable, and that is true for me right now. I don't think there's a manager who could come in. Of course, aside from Pep Guardiola, people would say who would actually do a better job than Unai right now at the helm. So he's perfect, as you said.
I don't think Pep's great and all of that, but I don't think he could do the sort of like what Emery's done at Villa per se, because he hasn't got that unlimited budget.
True.
I'm not shitting on Pep before I get abused.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, I think it's a good point actually to transition onto the point about company, because obviously you beat Bayern this season, and obviously Bayern got slapped last night by Barcelona, and I think even when you look at certain Bayern players, you can look at certain players like Upamecano and Kim, and it's still a very good side. Do you know what I mean? Lots of very good players. And if you play a certain style without everything being sorted, I think Pep's defensive stylists are underrated. And I think when I used to watch Emery, I used to think he was a defensive manager. And then when I watched him more in his career, I realized he's better with possession than I thought. He can build things. He plays 4-4-2. He's progressive. I think when Pep goes, I wouldn't be surprised to see City talk to him. I genuinely think that if you're going to look at the kind of managers who are available to take over from Pep in terms of what's available, I think Emery, proven he can win trophies, taking Villa up a level, sustain them. I really don't think there's that much better than him in world football. He's definitely a top 10 coach in the world. And Villa have got him happy enough at the club that he wants to build with them. Credit
Wait, what are you
Villa.
trying to say? You're trying to say Emery could easily take over Pep? Is that what you're saying?
No, I didn't say that. I said I wouldn't be surprised if when Pep goes, City talk to Emery.
They won't though. Play different kind of styles of football, for one. So let's get that one straight. Two, he ain't even been a name that's rumored to take over either. Because it's all about brand. It's all about brands. They also, if you go back in the history of Pep and all this kind of stuff, Barcelona, the one that went over the City when it took over, it's not even about whose name is good in football. It's about who fits the philosophy.
But my thing is that, like, obviously Emery can play a lot of different styles of football. He can obviously do different kinds of pressing. He can sit deep. He's tactical. He's pragmatic. I'm just saying, like, obviously it depends on what City want to do. You say, would a company be a better coach for City than Emery because he plays a certain kind of football? Not really. Do you know what I mean? As in, like, it doesn't.
Well, you got to be proven as well at the same time, but it's got to fit again at the same time. You have to fit a philosophy.
Yeah, but like my thing is, if people might. So to me, okay, I'd ask the question then. If not Emery, and this is just a hypothetical. I know, FaZe, you don't like that word, but like it's a hypothetical right now. If City were to lose Pep in the summer, and you're saying Emery wouldn't be on the last three shortlist, who would be? If Emery doesn't make that three-man shortlist, who would be on that shortlist?
I mean, he has the merit and the accolades to warrant a seat in the room, but for some reason, I just don't. I don't feel like they will. I don't feel like they would go for him.
They're making that list.
Arteta might be one, and I know it sounds silly. I think he fits their philosophy more than.
No, that's not silly at all. I think Arteta is the next City manager.
I think Zabi, Alonso, maybe one, and
even Company. If Company does well at Bayern, he's a shot.
I said Company last night. I said a Company wins the league. I think he'll with Bayern proves himself. That City job's his. But if you fail at Burnley, then fail at Bayern. But he's got to wise up. That's another different bit. Company's got to wise up. He's got to stop pretending it's the Championship with Burnley with an unbelievable squad that can piss the league. Because the way Bayern played against Barcelona, so naive. It was so naive again from Vincent Company. But yeah, he's an interesting one to watch out for in the future.
No one got anything else to say?
And I tried to keep it Villa as long as I could, man.
Yeah.
I really tried, bro. I really tried.
Anyway, make sure
you shine. You know what I mean? Fucking
Yeah.
hell.
Make sure you subscribe to everyone. You can check the channels in the description, or you can check it in the tags that you can see like here or there, yada yada yada. It's gonna go over to my channel, just talk a bit about Man United. So if you're interested, or if you don't know, I do have my own channel as well. So there you go. Other than that, yeah, man. Hopefully, let's see if United can beat Fenerbahce later. In a bit.